We talked about this many times before, but I'm going to sum this up in rap form, YouTuber form, video game form, probably all forms of entertainment that I want to talk about real quick, and that is bad change. I I dislike it when a YouTuber, a rapper, a video game series, whatever it may be, I become a fan of it for a certain reason, and then it changes or goes in a certain direction for the foreseeable future, and I just don't like it anymore. And I hate when that happens. I do. I hate when that happens. This happened to a few rappers, Eminem, Cosmic. Cosmic used to be a fun mischief rapper. Then he became this cautious dude who makes positivity rap. It's like, I can't fuck with that shit, man. Novi Novak goes from being himself to some mainstream trap rapper. Chankster goes from being some hardcore rapper to some trap dude. Eminem.
Yeah, that's definitely something that can be really kind of a letdown in a lot of ways, is when folks will change for the worse. I just don't understand why so many folks try to go through changes and then think that seeing the light or finding the light is like the proper way. I think there's just not enough people who understand the concept that not every single upgrade that you have happens to be by finding the light or becoming a better person. I mean, there's plenty of situations, like just like how when you found blood on the dance floor, I mean, that happened to you when you were like 11 or 12 years of age, and it upgraded you. And like when I found new metal and Marilyn Manson and that type stuff, that upgraded me. And I don't understand why someone like, Cosmic or Belay, I'm kind of disappointed in Belay because I tried following him on Instagram and he's kind of really about his faith and stuff. And Hobson kind of what took a turn for the worse. I don't know why Hobson couldn't have just found like Chipotle or something and found like a bunch of new like Mexican food or something, or just some sort of, he could have found some new stuff at Taco Bell or a new soda or something like that, and that could have upgraded him as opposed to finding the light. It just feels like most, musicians, I could talk about YouTubers also, but it just kind of feels like most musicians don't necessarily know how to upgrade themselves. And that's kind of a disappointment, just because, if they did it properly. I mean, I just don't know too many times where like a person finds an upgrade and it winds up transforming them. I know it seems kind of strange to see transform, but just to kind of say, like Eminem, one of the few times I felt like he changed for the better was with Relapse. When he took that 5-year gap between Encore and Relapse, he changed for the better. But then when he took that 4-year gap between Marshall Mathers 2 and Revival, he took a huge turn for the worse. So I just feel like musicians in particular need to be able to figure out a way to kind of upgrade themselves and improve, as opposed to take a step backwards under the guise of seeing the light or something, because it just overall sucks when they do that.
Yeah, man, it definitely sucks when it happens. I agree. Like you said, me and you, we've had upgrades happen to us based on certain music we've heard, but it still didn't result in like a complete overhaul and a bad shift where it's like a situation like the ones you mentioned with Eminem, where he came back with Relapse, which was good, but when he came back with Revival, he just changed for the worse. Like you said, Belay, he became kind of like religious, as you said on his Instagram. I can tell because I heard his recent song, and it's like completely different than his older songs. Like all the rage and I don't give a fuck. That one song, you Ronnie Radke, there was none of it there. It would be like hearing King Khan go from making a song like Push Him Out the Way to making a song that sounds like River by Eminem, or something Cosmic can make. You'd be like, what the fuck? So yeah, I hate it when, like you said, especially when musicians, it's almost like they have this weird huge evolution change where they see the light and become enlightened or whatever, and it's bad change. They just end up going in a direction that's boring and not good and just bad, and it sucks because it's like, why? It feels like, it kind of feels like the change that happens with a lot of people and some of these rappers is it's too overwhelming. You know, it's to the point where it's like too much. Like their change is just too much. It's way too overwhelming. It's like, why does it have to happen? Because, you know, even in 2009 with Relapse, when Eminem was sober and off his pills, he still was able to get crazy and horrorcore-ish, you know? But yet, it's like some people just lose their edge, you know? It's unfortunate. I definitely hate when that happens. It sucks, man. It really does suck. Um, you know? Because like me and you had good change with upgrades. A lot of these musicians just don't have it, you know, and it sucks. It's just disappointing, you know, like, and it's just crap overall, you know, because it's like a lot of the, you know, like a lot of the rappers that never change for the worse don't make music anymore, and the ones that still do make music, they've changed for the worse. So it's like, what do you know, damn, yeah.